You changed. You stopped being you.
What's the deal, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Cultivated Minds, and today we're going to be talking about dealing with anxiety and depression. Check it out. You know, I'm not going to act like I just have this universal law or this one way to go about dealing with anxiety and depression, because, you know, all of us come from totally different walks of life and we do our own thing, and a lot of different remedies work for us. But, you know, I'm here to just tell you guys, I'm just going to speak from my experience and things that I think could help us. So, you know, one of the first things I think really definitely helped me was, you know, meditation. And you ask, why do I say this? So, you know, when you meditate, I think it gives you that clarity of the mind. You know, you actually get to sit with your thoughts and, you know, visualize what you actually want to embody and, you know, how you actually want, you know, your life to go. You get to focus more on, you know, the way you breathe and just, you know, communication, you know, whatever it is that's bothering you, you can sit there and just sit with those thoughts, you know, and you usually go to a place where, you know, it's not too many people around, and you're quieting your mind so you can listen to that inner voice. You know, exercising, you know, when you exercise, I feel like, you know, that's getting the muscles and the body moving, because, you know, we're sitting so still for such long periods of time. I think it affects us. You know, it does start making us kind of have those idle time thoughts and, you know, maybe depressive thoughts or just thinking too much about the future or whatever, you know, we have going on in our lives that's stressing us out in uncertain events or situations. You know, so just exercising, getting it all moving, you know, just having that work, getting the sweat out of yourself. And, you know, it kind of goes along with meditation, but, you know, challenging, you know, our thoughts and our beliefs. You know, a lot of times you can, when you're sitting with it, you know, you're actually challenging a lot of thoughts we had. Let's say that you can feel like somebody said something that made you feel a certain way. But then when you actually challenge that thought, you kind of like, dang, this is something that I'm not even really going to be affected by within a couple of days. Or, you know, it's just something that I feel like it's not too effective. You know, it doesn't affect me as much as I thought it was, but I made it such a big deal in the moment. But I mean, there's a lot of, you know, maybe past trauma that we all have, or, you know, things that could be happening in our personal life, you know, in the present, or even, you know, future events we're thinking about. You know, just challenging those thoughts and asking ourselves, why do we actually feel this way, and how real is this thought? Because, you know, a lot of the thoughts we have aren't exactly real. You know, also just talking to yourself kindly. You know, we got to always make sure, like, we, you know, telling ourselves things like, no, you can do this. Like, no, you are this kind of person. You know, and I'm not sitting here saying if you actually out here putting out bad energy and you not being genuine, authentically the person you is, that's a whole nother story. But, you know, I'm saying actually talking kind to yourself, because a lot of times we might say things to ourselves or speak negatively to ourselves because we feel like, you know, we're not exactly this person that we want to be, or, you know, maybe the present situation that we have going on in our moments in our life. But just, you know, speaking kindly, you know, telling yourself things like, you know, I am noble, you know, I am successful, you know, I am going to be able to do this. If I don't know this, I'm going to learn this. Just, you know, speaking kindly and, you know, positively to yourself. Another thing, I think, just reassessing our thoughts. You know, reassessing your thoughts when it could be like something going on in your life. Let's say that you just tried a new sport, or you just trying something new and you're not that good at it. If you like it and you're passionate about it, that's all that really matters, because you're going to keep on working towards that. And also, you know, speaking to yourself in a positive way, and it's going to make you be able to keep on going with that path and, you know, reassessing, you know, I'm passionate about this, I like this, what am I doing this for? Let me keep on persevering and pushing forward, having that grit to keep going despite, you know, how you look right now, or, you know, how anybody's looking at you, or just how you feel about yourself with it. You know, just building that confidence and staying on course, staying on that path to, you know, get better and do the things you need to do. Another thing I say, just, you know, our diets. You know, I'm not finna sit here and say you gotta have, you know, a vegan diet, or, you know, only meat, or, you know, vegetarian, whatever the case is. I just think we gotta go off our vibration and the way that we feel. So, you know, if it's something that you feel like works for you, that's when you gotta ask yourself, you know, I put this in my body, but I feel like shit. You know, there's certain things gonna make us feel this way, but then the things that you do feel good about, the things that, you know, you actually kind of, I don't feel, you know, nothing wrong, you know, in my gut. You know, I feel like I'm still productive when I eat this way. You know, put things, you know, in your body that's gonna help you be a lot more focused. You're not gonna feel as sluggish, and, you know, just changing it out. You know, maybe having some type of plan or anything for that. Another thing I have to say is, we can even use the ashwagandha pill. Those are one of the pills that, from my understanding, it helps with, raising testosterone levels, and it also helps, just balance out the emotions and, the energy levels. It's going to have you in a more calmer state. That helps a lot, with anxiety, things like that. And, one of the biggest things is just surrounding yourself around, positive people. It gets to a point where a lot of people just aren't going where you're going. It doesn't matter, if it looks like they're doing better than you, or, maybe they have a lot more people around them, or whatever the case is, that you feel like it may look like they're in a better situation. You keep them around. Somebody's toxic, and this individual just might not be able to understand you, or where you going. They're not true to you. Y'all really don't share any of the type of the same values, the same thought process, or not even the same thought process, but you guys could maybe have like just too many differences amongst each other. And this is just a person that is always got something negative to say. They always downplaying you, and you just feel like when you're trying to become this new person, you're trying to change your mentality, your mindset, your circle. Those are the people that you got to weed out. You want to only be around people that want to see you win just as bad as you want to see yourself win, because that has a huge effect too on our mind. Whether it's the anxiety and depression too, when we're surrounding ourselves around people who always got something to say. They always downplay your dreams, or they only want to be around you if they can control how you're thinking or what you're doing, because it's something that helps with their interests. But if it was something that they don't understand, they don't like, they don't really want to deal with it, then that's probably a person that's not really necessarily should be around you. But I feel like all those things is something that we can do to just deal with anxiety and depression, help us become the best version of yourself. Because we also got to realize, right now with the COVID going on, everything, and separation with families and all that, everybody's kind of dealing with their own problems, their own issues. Not everybody's gonna tell you and be honest. Even there's people right now watching this video and be like, I don't deal with that at all, whatever. A lot of them, they just cap. Some people, they just cap a whole lot, and they just not willing to go deep within themselves and actually admit. The first step is admitting that you're dealing with these things, and just being straight up with yourself. I'm not saying you got to tell others and stuff like that, but maybe your real ones, you close ones, people you trust, we can tell that too. And last but not least, I wanted to say, therapy. That's something that actually can help too. I know in a lot of cultures and communities, we kind of look down on therapy like that's a weakness or something, but it's actually a strength that we can admit those to ourselves and actually go to another person who is actually, professionally in that field, that can actually help us and get us to wonder why we're going through these things, see through our trauma, just being honest with our story, and a person that we possibly, could trust to tell, so we can do different maneuvers and different things that are going to help us work on the anxiety and depression that we might deal with in every other day, or whatever the case is for every individual. But, that's all I really had to say, you guys. Just trying to get you guys to think, let's go ahead and build in the comments. I know there's a lot more other things that I possibly could have missed out on, and maybe you guys have something that sounds a little better. Go ahead and let me know. This Cultivated Minds, and I'm signing out.